Imagine this. You're sitting across someone, maybe a friend, a colleague, or a stranger. And you think you know them. You think you see the surface, the mask they wear every day. But here's the uncomfortable truth. The mask is lying. Everything you see, everything they show, is carefully curated. And yet, their unconscious behavior betrays them. Their gestures, their expressions, the tiniest habits, reveal more than they ever intend. And the best part? Most people have no idea they're giving themselves away. You might think you're an expert at reading people, but let me warn you. The truth isn't simple. It's not in the smiles, the words, or even the eye contact. The truth is hidden in the shadows. In the fleeting micro-expressions, the restless tapping of fingers. The way they fidget when they think no one is watching. These small, unconscious behaviors are like open books. And most people are too blind to read them. Consider this. Have you ever noticed someone nodding excessively while you're talking? Not just agreeing, but almost overdoing it. Most would dismiss it as politeness. But here's the dark twist. It's not about you. It's about control. Subtle, almost invisible control. They're trying to manipulate the conversation, making you feel validated, even if they secretly disagree. And if you don't catch it, they've won. Unconscious behaviors are the ultimate lie detectors, if you know what to look for. Let's take another one, the classic crossed arms. It's tempting to assume someone is defensive or closed off. But look closer. Are their arms loosely crossed, almost relaxed? Or are they rigid, tight, like a steel trap? The rigid cross, that's not just defense. That's hiding something. A lie, a secret thought, maybe even a desire they're terrified to admit. Unconscious behaviors rarely lie. The body, unlike the mouth, can't fake truth for long. Now, you might be thinking, this is all a little paranoid, isn't it? Maybe. Or maybe the world is just far darker than most care to admit. Every tiny twitch, every habitual glance, every subtle shift in posture. They're all breadcrumbs. And if you follow them carefully, you don't just see the person in front of you. You see the person they truly are. The hidden fears, the unspoken desires, the thoughts they bury deep in silence. Here's something even more fascinating. People betray themselves in groups. Ever been in a room where someone dominates every conversation? Always steering it back to themselves? Notice their hands. Are they relaxed? Or do they unconsciously point, flick, or tap when they speak? These tiny movements aren't just quirks. They're hints of narcissism, insecurity, or even obsession. And before you judge them, remember, everyone does it. We're all walking, talking repositories of hidden truths. We just happen to be better at hiding some than others. And speaking of hiding, let's talk about the eyes. Oh, the eyes, those so-called windows to the soul. People think looking away is a sign of lying. But that's only half the story. Look for the subtle dilation of pupils. The tiny flickers in their gaze when they're asked a question they didn't expect. A momentary blink, a slight shift in focus, a twitch of the eyelid. These aren't accidents. They're signals from the unconscious mind, the parts of the brain that process guilt, fear, or desire, faster than the conscious mind can censor. The eye doesn't lie, even if the mouth rehearses 1,000 lies. let's not forget the voice. Tone, pitch, hesitation. The unconscious sneaks its way into speech, like a shadow creeping across a wall. A pause too long, a laugh a fraction too high-pitched, a word emphasized oddly. It's not random. It's revealing. People think words are the weapon of the conscious mind. But the unconscious mind has the sharpest blade. And if you pay attention, it cuts deeper than any sentence could. Now, here's the part most people find chilling. These unconscious behaviors, they're not just tricks for you to detect others. No, they're a mirror. They reveal your own hidden self. Every twitch, every fidget, every restless glance you notice in someone else is a reflection of what you hide in yourself. The more you learn to read others, the more you uncover your own unconscious patterns. And let's be honest, that's often far more terrifying than anyone else's secrets. And the irony? We spend so much energy pretending to be composed, rational, normal. Yet our bodies are betraying us constantly. We think we are in control, but our unconscious mind is like a ghost, writing in invisible ink across every interaction, every micro-expression, every unthinking gesture, is a truth we desperately try to bury. And for those clever enough to notice, the unconscious mind has no escape, no hiding, no pretense. It whispers secrets in gestures, movements, fleeting glances. By now, you're probably wondering, how do I even start? How do I read someone like an open book without seeming creepy? The answer is simple. Observe, don't judge. Notice patterns rather than isolated incidents. Focus on contradictions between words and behavior. Look for repeated unconscious actions, tiny movements that don't align with conscious intent. And remember, this isn't magic. It's dark, fascinating science. Here's a secret the world doesn't want you to know. Reading someone's unconscious behavior gives you power. Not the kind that comes from threats or dominance, but the subtle, terrifying power of knowing what people really think before they even realize it themselves. It's unnerving, it's intoxicating. And once you start seeing these hidden truths, you can't unsee them. Every glance, every gesture, every unconscious tick suddenly becomes a language, a dark, unspoken code. So, next time you meet someone, pay attention. Don't just listen to their words. Watch their fingers, watch their posture, watch their eyes, watch the pauses. Watch the tiny inconsistencies that hint at deeper truths. People think they're complex, mysterious, unknowable. But unconscious behavior is the cheat code, the key that opens the door they didn't even know existed. And in that moment, when you see the hidden self, behind the carefully constructed mask, you realize something almost terrifying. Everyone is transparent. Everyone is an open book. Everyone has a dark truth. And maybe, just maybe, the most unsettling part of all this is that the darkest book you'll ever read isn't anyone else's. It's your own.